I called Eric, and Eric said, well, you can sing or dance or play a musical instrument or even tell a story. So I remember that when I was about 8 years old, my mother taught me to do the Charleston, so I did, I think I remember. So I did the Charleston. And then I decided, what am I thinking? I'm 80 years old, and the preacher is in the audience. Hello, Dr. Bob. Hello, so I decided not to do that. And then I decided, all right, my very dear friend, Dr. Wayne Dawson, is in the audience, so I sang America the Beautiful, and I dedicated it to him. But to my surprise, because I had told Eric what I was going to sing, he passed out flags to all the folks in the front rows, and they waved the flags as I sang, and it turned out to be quite a production. So that's about the extent of my repertoire. Oh, wait, Eric said I could play a musical instrument. Well, the only thing I can play is the kazoo, so I'll spare you that. And I'll tell you a little story. I was born way back in the hills of West Virginia, up the holler and down Mobley Run, in a big old white house upstairs in the front bedroom that stood next to my grandma's general store. And the store was on a farm, and Fish Creek ran through it. And so I grew up during the Depression, and my folks didn't have much money, so I learned to be a very thrifty shopper. And let's see, then learned to be a very thrifty shopper. I should have written this down. And so one day, Wayne decided that he would like to take my daughter Marjan to lunch. So Wayne and I went down to Pacific Grove, and my daughter is the owner-editor of the Cedar Street Times newspaper there, and her husband, Neil, a retired San Jose firefighter, became the firehouse cook when he found out the cook didn't have to do the dishes. So he writes a column for the paper called Firehouse Fare. And Marjan said, you know, Mom, I really think the reason you come down here is not to see me, but it's to go shopping at all the wonderful thrift stores in Pacific Grove. And sure enough, true to form, Wayne and I left the newspaper office after lunch and walked down the street to the St. Vincent de Paul thrift store to do a little shopping. And I found this nice little suit, gently used, and took it home, and I decided, well, it's really kind of plain, and I need to have something to jazz it up a little bit. So Wayne and I went shopping again, and this time we went to a thrift store here in Los Gatos called the Discovery Shop on Main Street, and I found this darling little hat for $3. Looking better already, huh? Thank you. This cute little purse for only $8. And then Wayne came up to me, and Wayne said, darling, Wayne calls me darling. And Wayne said, darling, I found just the thing that I'm going to buy for you. And I said, well, what is it? And he said, well, it's been a little chilly lately, and I bought something to keep your pretty little neck warm. Wayne talks like that to me. And so he handed me this. And so when I decided it wasn't alive, I didn't quite know how to put it on, but I knew I had to try it on because Wayne was going to buy it for me, and it's the thought that counts. So I decided, well, let's see. The head goes in the front, and the tail goes in the back. And Wayne said, no, darling, that's not the way it works. That's not going to keep your pretty little head, your pretty little neck warm. So he came up to me, and he put it on like this. And it has two fasteners here. There, like that. So I went and looked in the mirror, and I thought, gosh, I look pretty fancy. So I decided that I would tell you another story. Now, wouldn't you think that with all this finery, that I'd be just about the happiest woman in California? But no, I wasn't. And I'll tell you why. Father owned a business, strictly second-hand. Everything from toothpicks to a baby grand. Things in our apartment came from Father's store. Even clothes I'm wearing, someone wore before. It's no wonder that I feel depressed. I never get a thing that isn't used. I'm wearing second-hand hats, second-hand clothes. That's why they call me second-hand Rose. Even our piano in the parlor, Father bought for 10 cents on the dollar. Second-hand curls, I'm wearing second-hand pearls. I never get a single thing that's new. Even Wayne the dentist, he's the man I adore, had the nerve to tell me he's been married before. Oh, everyone knows that I'm just second-hand Rose from second-hand